My name is Ariana. Today we're going to read a story called Swamp Monsters. Craig pulled the tadpoles by the tail. It swam away behind some weeds. Stop teasing the tadpoles, Miss Swamp Monster said, and come eat your lunch. Craig made a face. Snail stew, kelp salad, he whined. Why can't I eat good things? Yeah, Fanny said, like ice cream or pizza. He gave Spot a piece of snail. Spot gobbled it up. Don't feed the gator at the table, Miss Monster said. It teaches him bad manners. You know we swamp monsters don't eat ice cream and pizza. Those are people food, like in the books we read. Craig pulled Spot's tail. The gator let out a gronk. That's it, Miss Monster said. Sometimes you both act like as bad as children. Children, go and play, she said. Let's play, children, Craig said. Okay, Fanny said. That's a good game, but we have to dress up first. They dug through their toy boxes. Roar, Craig said. I am a child. I'm going to catch you. Shh, Fanny said. I hear noise over there. They peeked through the bushes. What are those? Craig asked. Don't touch that. Herbie. Herbie. The tall one yelled. That's poison ivy. That's a people? Craig asked. She looks like a big one in our storybook. Fanny agreed. The big one. But I don't think they were real. Chindy gets back in line. You'll get lost. Jason, don't put rocks in your ears. The tall one yelled. The tall one talked to herself. Oh, why did I take Miss Smith's class today? I hope she is well soon. Children, she called, get in line. It's time to go. Did you hear that? Craig asked Fanny. She called the short ones children. Fanny nodded. I would like to see one real close, he said. They moved closer. Suddenly, the tall one grabbed them. You heard me, she said. Get in line right now. March. Miss Mumphrey, a girl whined. Tommy put a bug in my hair. Which one is Tommy? The tall one asked. She hit me, a boy said. Miss Mumphrey pulled them apart. But Miss Smith lets us play like this, the boy said. Well, Miss Smith is sick. You must be extra good for me. Listen, Craig said. She is not their real teacher, and she thinks we are with them. Let's go with them, Fanny said. We can see if the books are true. Miss Mumphrey marched them to the big yellow bus. Craig and Fanny got to the bus too. The door shut. The bus bumped and rumbled down the road. Soon the swamp was out of sight. The bus stopped. Everyone out, Miss Mumphrey said. The children punched and pushed on their way out. Craig and Fanny stumbled out too. Take off your coats, Miss Mumphrey said. Look, said Fanny. The children took off their skin. They hung them up. You too, Miss Mumphrey told them. She pulled a tug at them. Your zippers must be stuck. Then the children sat at their desks. Take your seats, Miss Mumphrey told Craig and Fanny. Craig asked Fanny, where should we take them? I don't know, Fanny said. But we don't want to make her mad. They picked up their chairs and carried them toward the door. The children laughed. I like the new kids, Tommy said. Stop that, Miss Mumphrey said. You would not do this to Miss Smith. She hit the desk with a ruler. Sit down in the seats, she said. It's time for our TV art lesson. You there, she told Craig. Craig. Put on the TV. Craig saw the box in the corner. It was like the one in his storybooks. But he did not know how to put it on. He didn't want her to be mad at him, though it might fit on his head. So that is where he put it. Stop that, Miss Mumphrey yelled. The new kids are neat, Marshall said. Miss Mumphrey put on the TV table. She turned the cupboard. A picture came on. Today we will finger paint, it said. Miss Mumphrey smiled. Yes, we will finger paint, she said. The children got paint and paper. Craig and Fanny found some too. The children swooshed on the paper. That looks like paper, painting to me, Craig said. But Miss Mumphrey said to finger paint. We don't want to make her mad, Fanny said. They painted the fingers. It felt good. They took off their boots and painted their toes. The children giggled. They all painted their fingers and toes too. Miss Mumphrey held her head. Why me? She moaned. It is lunchtime. Come here if you need lunch money. Craig and Fanny didn't have anything like that. They went to their desk. Miss Mumphrey put a quarter, a dime, and a nickel into Craig's hand. But I wanted ice cream, he told Fanny. Don't make her mad, Fanny said. So Craig popped the money into his mouth. Crunch, scrunch, scrunch. Miss Mumphrey gasped. Craig swallowed the money, click, into his tummy. Never do I want another day like this, Miss Mumphrey said. She gave Craig more money. Don't eat this, she said. This is for the lunchroom. The lunchroom was not to eat either. That was where they lined up to push and shove each other. Oh boy, Marshall said. Noodles and ice cream. Craig and Fanny were glad they could eat their storybook foods. Craig looked at the noodles. They look like worms, he said. The ice cream looks like snow, said Fanny. Maybe they taste better than it looks, Craig said. Take your seats, Miss Mumphrey said. I mean, sit down, she said. Craig chased noodles all around his plate. They wiggled away. He stabbed someone with his fork. They got almost to his mouth. They flopped back to the plate. Fanny tried to eat the ice cream. It dripped all over him. It felt sticky and cold. I wish I had snails too, Fanny said. After that they went outside. Now go play. Miss Mumphrey said. Look, Craig said. Those children hit that white berry with a stick. And those are swinging from the metal tree. Then they saw it. It is like the swamp, Craig said. They both jumped into the fountain. They splashed lovely wet water on themselves. The other children jumped into. Eek! Miss Mumphrey yelled. You act like monsters! She wagged her finger at them. The principal will straighten you out. That would hurt, Craig said. I like being round. Fanny said. I agreed. They got out of the water. Miss Mumphrey dried them off. Then they went inside. It's story time, she said. Put your heads on your desks. Craig and Fanny were glad that they didn't mean it. She only wanted them to rest their heads on their desk. She sure talks funny, Craig said. Far, far away, in a warm, wet swamp, Miss Mumphrey read, lived some monsters. Craig picked at Fanny. He looked sad too. They ate snail and fish and turtle eggs. She read. Craig's tummy rumbled. How he wished for some good snail stew. Zzz. Miss Mumphrey said. She was asleep past Fanny, and Fanny said, I want to go home. Me too, Craig said. The two swamp monsters tiptoed from the room. They ran and ran. They ran and they didn't stop until they were home. I'm glad we saw the children, Fanny said, and tried noodles and ice cream. But I'm glad to be home, Craig said. I like swamp life better, Fanny agreed. Miss Monster was baking mud pies for dessert. If we are really good, do we get mud pies? Craig asked. Miss Monster hugged them both. I don't see why not. And if you're extra good, I'll read you a story too. Yeah, Craig said, a scary one about children. Fanny agreed. Bye everyone. Hope you enjoyed.